My video audience will be high schoolers on their career day at school. If any of them were interested in studying business in college, then I would go into detail about business marketing and how service marketing works. I chose this audience because this group will soon be graduating and deciding what they want to do after high school, so telling them about service marketing could help them get a better idea of what they want to study. So, let's get started. Hello everybody, I'm Reagan Davis and I'm a senior at Arizona State University studying business marketing. You will all be graduating soon, so I wanted to give you a basic idea of what I learned. For today, I'm going to dive into service marketing strategy and tactics. Maybe one day, you will all be in a classroom learning the same thing as me. So, how many of you know what a marketing strategy is? No one? Great. Well, to start, a marketing strategy is the game plan a company has to reach their customers and get them to use their service. There are three main components to this strategy, which are segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So the first, segmenting, is dividing your total market into groups who share common characteristics in many different areas. It could be they are similar in age, gender, or how they make their buying decisions. This makes it so the business can serve specific groups better based on their needs and focus on the customers they can serve the best. There are four segmentation variables, which are demographics, psychographics, geographics, and behavioralistic. These help divide your market into their segments. Demographics include their age, gender, race, job, education, and so on. Psychographics include people who have shared interests and opinions. Geographics is based on where you are located or how big the population is. And behavioralistic is based on their behaviors with the company. A great example of segmentation are beauty salons versus barbershops. Obviously, beauty salons are more targeted to women compared to barbershops being targeted to men. For these businesses to decide to target men or women, they had to segment them into groups first. The second component to a marketing strategy is targeting. Targeting is when a company decides to focus on one or more segment and create their product and advertising based on their needs. Businesses do this to concentrate their resources on people that would be more likely to buy from them. Marketers choose their target market by looking at which segments are currently buying from them the most. If they do not already have a company, they can look at which segment has the biggest need for their service. An example for targeting is from Topgolf. They have discount nights for college students to come golf for cheaper than normal. In this circumstance, they are wanting more college students to come and are targeting them by offering them discounts, knowing majority of college students do not have a lot of money. And the third component is positioning. Positioning is getting consumers to see a brand with a specific image or identity. Once you define the market you want to target from your segments, you must determine what they're looking for. If the group you are targeting does not have a high income, then you would not want to market your brand as super high-end and expensive. For example, In-N-Out Burger positions themselves as quick and cheap for anyone looking for food on the go or something inexpensive. This could be lower income families, college students, or busy workers. The next part I'm going to talk about are the 7 P's in the marketing mix for services. The first 4 P's are the core from the marketing mix, and the last 3 are the extension. The first 4 could be used while selling a product, but you need all 7 for a service. Products are very different from services, so don't get them confused. The 7 P's of service marketing are product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. The product element of the marketing mix is the first and most basic one. Your product is what you are selling, and is what will fulfill the needs of the market you had been targeting. If your product is bad, then it does not matter how amazing the rest of the marketing mix is, because no one is going to want what you are providing them. Your consumers will look at the design, quality, usefulness, and more of the product. An example of a product could be cars being sold at a car dealership. The second element of the marketing mix is place. Place refers to the physical location of where the service is located. This could affect where consumers choose to go. If it is a difficult location to get to you, you will have less customers, or if the service someone is looking for is only at certain locations, then the consumer might find somewhere else to find it. An example of this is Starbucks. They have locations everywhere, so which one are you going to go to? They sell the same thing at every location, so you're going to go to the one that is the easiest and fastest for you to get to. The third element of the marketing mix is price. Price refers to the amount of money the customer is going to spend on your service. The price of your service needs to be very strategic. If the price is too expensive compared to other competitors, then they won't purchase from you. If the price is at a competitive price compared to competitors and slightly above everyone else's price, it could make it seem more valuable. Price is often correlated with the quality of the service. For example, if you're getting your hair done and you could get a $10 haircut compared to a $50 haircut, you expect much better service with the $50 haircut, right? For $50, you expect them to wash your hair, give you a head massage, and a nice cut. But for $10, you're expecting the bare minimum, maybe just a trim. The next element is promotion. Promotion is everything the company does to promote their service and gain consumers. This could affect how your target market perceives your service. There are many different ways to use promotion, such as endorsements, advertisements on social media, billboards, and so on. How you promote could depend on who your target market is. If your target market is an older age group, you may not want to use social media, but put advertisements in newspapers, or if you're targeting children, then it could be in commercials in between children's shows. For example, if you started a cleaning service for homes, then where you promote your business could greatly affect your business. Cleaning service would be targeted at families, adults who can afford it, or seniors who can no longer do it on their own. For this, you would want to promote through email, newspaper, or any in-person advertising. The people element of the marketing mix are all the humans who play a part in the service. They could be the employees who work there or customers. To use this element to appeal to their target market, they need to make sure their employees are properly trained. If they do not know what they are doing, or do not know enough about what they're selling, or even seem like they don't want to be there, it could hinder on the customer's experience. Some considerations marketers should keep in mind is that other customers can also affect how customers' experiences are. If people are at a nice restaurant are being rowdy, then other customers could get upset if they wanted to have a nice evening. For example, if you're going into an Apple store and you want to make a big purchase on a new iPhone, the employee helping you can't answer any of your questions, then you might not want to make a big purchase from that company anymore. The process element of the marketing mix is all the activities and steps done until the service is completed. It is from when the customer walks into the store until they leave what they had to do. There are multiple things to consider when planning out the process of the service. Communication is huge in this element, and if communication is lacking, then the service could lack as well. If it is super complicated and the customers find it too difficult, then they are not going to enjoy their experience. It could also be affected if it is designed differently for a majority of places doing the same service. Then it can confuse the customers. For example, if it is a delivery service such as delivering pizza, then every step matters. If the communication is poor between the pizza makers and delivery men, then the wait time for the customers to get their pizza could be very long, which will end with very cranky customers. The last P of the marketing mix is the physical evidence element. This element is one of the most obvious, without having any interaction with anyone, because it is any tangible object in the physical place where the service is delivered. If any of the tangible objects do not fit the design of the place, then it could make things off. An example of this could be in an amusement park such as Disneyland. People love Disneyland so much because of the theatrics of the place. So even if one employee wasn't in costume, or one ride didn't have any decorations, then people would not enjoy it as much as they normally would. Now, this was a lot of information to throw at you. So, if you're going to remember anything from today, remember these 3 things. If you're going to go into marketing, then remembering these will have you one step ahead of the game. They're also the most basic important aspects to service marketing to remember. First, a marketing strategy has 3 components to its game plan, which are segmenting, targeting, and positioning. You also will probably need to remember what they mean. Second, remembering the 7 P's of the marketing mix are used to engage and promote the service to their customers. Third, This is just a glimpse of what I learned as a marketing major. But don't get services confused with products. Marketing for both are very different. Hopefully after today, you have a better understanding of what I learned as a college student studying business marketing. Thank you.